The diagram below represents a pool that is 12 feet by 30 feet with a cement walkway that is the same width around three sides of the pool. We want to come up with an expression to represent the perimeter of the walkway and then also an expression to represent the combined area of the pool and the walkway. So what we're looking at here is we want to find the perimeter basically of this rectangle and also the area of that rectangle. So let's go through and label our diagram with the given information. Now we know that the pool is 12 feet by 30 feet, so we can label that. Now we're not actually given what the dimensions of the walkway are, but we do know that it is the same width all the way around. So anytime we have an unknown, we use a variable to represent that. So we know that the dimensions of that walkway is just going to be x all the way around the three sides of the pool. So now when we're coming up with perimeter, our formula for perimeter is 2 times length plus 2 times width. So what we need to do is we need to come up with expressions to represent the length and width of this big rectangle. So we need to know what the length of this rectangle is altogether. So we know that the distance from here to the edge of the pool, we can use x, and then from the left-hand side of the pool to the right-hand side of the pool is 30 feet because that is the length of the pool. And then from the edge of the pool on the right to the edge of the walkway here is also x. Now if we want the total length all the way across, we need to add these three pieces together. So we're going to take x plus 30 plus x, which is going to give us 2x plus 30. So that's the expression we're going to use to represent the length of this outer rectangle here, representing the perimeter of the walkway. Now we have to do the same thing to find the overall width of this rectangle out here. So we know that from the edge of the walkway to the edge of the pool has a dimension of x, and then from the edge of the pool to this edge of the pool down at the bottom here, this is 12 feet because that's the width of the pool. So now again, if we add those two pieces together, we get x plus 12. So that's what we're going to be using to represent the overall width of this outer rectangle for our walkway. Now when we come to substitute in to actually write in an expression for the perimeter of the walkway, perimeter is normally 2 times length plus 2 times width. If we look at our diagram, the walkway is just on the top portion of that pool. There's no walkway down here. So we're actually going to eliminate the 2. We don't have 2 lengths, we just have 1 across the top. So in for L, we're going to substitute 2x plus 30. And then in for W, we're going to substitute in that x plus 12. And then we can just start simplifying this down. So we're going to distribute in that 2 using multiplication, and then we're going to combine our like terms. So we're going to have 4x plus 54. And we want to make sure that we label this with units still. So we're going to say feet since this is perimeter. So our perimeter has an expression of 4x plus 54 feet. Now to continue on with the combined area, we can actually go through and use the same length and width that we found when we were looking for the perimeter. Now area is just length times width. So we already have our expression that represents the length of both the walkway and the pool, and we also have our expression that represents the overall width of the pool and the walkway. So we can just substitute in 2x plus 30 for the length, and we can substitute in x plus 12 for the width. Now since we are multiplying two binomials here, this is where you take the first term of the first binomial and multiply it by both pieces of the second binomial. So 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times 12 is 24x. And then we're going to take the 30 and multiply it by x, and then multiply it by 12. So 30 times x is 30x. 30 times 12 is 360. And then we're going to combine our like terms to give us 2x squared plus 54x plus 360. So now this is our expression to represent the combined area of the pool and walkway. And since it's area, we want to use appropriate units, which would be feet squared.